like it. All right. I'm going to bring him over into our canvas here. And we are going to add him in, just so we can look at it while we draw. This is a challenging angle, but I think you can do it. I'm actually going to see if I can move my canvas like this, a first in our show. Yeah, there we go. All right. I got to get it turned up. This is going to help us draw Lightning McQueen a little bit better. I'm going to turn it like that, and we're about ready to roll. I'm stuck on green. I need to get my black marker out. I would recommend drawing the outline lightly first. Now this is a tough angle, okay? We're gonna practice here, but first let's start on the eyes, because any car you draw that we've learned here can be turned into a cartoon car like Lightning McQueen. So remember we had our windshield out there? We drew a windshield that was kind of like this on our truck, our racing truck, even our FedEx truck, and our race cars. Remember the windshield looked like that? So to turn that into a Lightning McQueen windshield with the eyes in there, all you have to do is this. Draw a black circle for one eye and a black circle for the other eye. See that? And then you could either have left a little white, or you can add a white dot in there for the highlight from the light. And then whatever color eyes you want, you just come in here with your colored pencils or crayons or whatever and draw a color outline around that black. See that? Remember the black part's called the pupil? So you draw your color in there. My eyes are brownish green, so I'm going to do brownish green. Add just a little bit of green in there. Look at there. And then if you can get a thin line, do a thin black outline around the eyeball. It just makes them pop off the page even better. So that's going to come in handy when we draw Lightning McQueen, but it's also going to come in handy because you can turn any car, race car, street car, anything you draw, you could turn it into a Lightning McQueen car. If this was a red car, so imagine the rest of this car was red. See, that's the roof, there's the hood. You have to draw some eyelids. So you come in here and just draw an eyelid like that. Just a little rectangle and an eyelid like that. See how we're practicing on the windshield? We're going to draw the full Lightning McQueen in a second. It's going to get a little more advanced. But I'm just showing you some pieces and parts of Lightning McQueen right now. Alright. Remember, you can go back to YouTube or back on this episode and rewind and pause all you need. But let's go back to our light gray, or our medium gray, to draw some outlines here. Old Lightning McQueen, alright. It's going to be a little challenging, but we can do it. Remember our bounding boxes? I like to find a box so we can put them in. So I'm seeing a box up here to put his hood and front in, and then the line goes back like that, and then the roof. So see how we reduced it to simple shapes? So here's what you want to do. Draw a rectangle for your bounding box. We remember that, right? Straight as you can. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. First, just draw a rectangle. And we're going to erase this later if you can. If you can't, that's okay. This is just practice, and it'll help you the next time you draw Lightning McQueen and you get the pencils or something you can erase with. Don't worry about leaving the box. Alright, so once you get your first rectangle in there, we'll keep going. I'm going to let you finish that. I'm going to read some more comments here. A lot of retweets. I appreciate you retweeting this. Looking good. Right. Got your rectangle in there. Good, good, good. Got a lot of comments on here. Got Sue watching in Ann Arbor. Appreciate it, Sue. All right. Now, we want to draw an angled line to get back to that spoiler. It's got to go up. And it's fairly short. Fairly short. It's not super long. If you remember on the truck we drew yesterday, we started with the nose box. Actually, we started with the side, but the side boxes went all the way out like that. Remember that? We're not doing that here today. We see much more of the nose on Lightning McQueen. So this may be one of the most challenging ones we've done so far. We started easy with the flags, and now we're doing Lightning McQueen. So stick with us. Just try it. If you don't get it right, we can try it on the next one. All right, now the next box is actually going to stay pretty straight. Not exactly straight, but just kick up a little bit from this line. So this line, and then this line, we'll call this A and B. This is C up here, but this line B just angles up a little bit, just a little bit from line A. See how that just goes, just a little bit. All right, and then we need to connect the points of C and B like we always do. Look at that. There you go. All right, I'm going to erase these here. We'll leave them for now. All right, now we need the roof line. So what I want you to do is, I'm seeing something here. I'm going to make my box a little bit longer because he has a wide nose. So you might have to do that too. It's all right. This is how we practice, right? I made a mistake. You can make a mistake. No big deal. If yours is already skinny, keep it long. My box was too short and not wide enough, so I made it longer. Okay, right about halfway of that box, just to the left. So if this is the halfway point of A, remember, box A, and if that's the halfway point, I want to go just over the halfway point a little bit, like right there. So this is halfway, but I want to draw my line right there. So we're going to do an angled line from over there, just about like that. Telling you what, I can already see Lightning McQueen in this picture. All right. And then all you have to do is basically connect that line back to the line C over here. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm going to erase some stuff just to clean it up a little bit so you can see what's going on. All right, looking good. So now we have our block of wood. Now we have the box we're going to fit Lightning McQueen in. See that? All right. Let me clean up McQueen up here so we can see what's going on. All right. Yeah. Now, remember we always curve the noses of these cars because we want what? We want them to cut through the air. So now we're going to start doing that. We got it. I'm going to start over here on this curve. So you see, if you can see that red line on McQueen, see how it does a curve there? It's not flat and straight. We need to make that same curve on the nose of our car. So start right about here, and we're going to draw a banana shape again. Come in here like this. It's like a C or a banana or something, and bring it up. See that? I'm going to draw it red just so you can see what I'm doing. Got it? How does that look on your screen? Pretty good? Yeah, you can see that. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now I'm going to jump around a little bit, but all these pieces are going to bring the car together. I want you to find this line right here. See how box A, box B, and box C? So we've got A. Don't write A on yours. I'm just doing it for me so I can talk to you easier about this and identify them, but don't write these letters. I'm just going to write them. So A, B, and C. A box, B box, C box. So see where A, B, and C all meet in that point? Well, that point is going to be the A post. Remember that? So the A post is that one up there on the car. That's going to be where it starts. You can see it on your screen right up here on McQueen. See that one? That's the one we're going to draw. So let's do that. We're going to go from that line, and we're going to go straight up to the roof like this. Kind of at an angle, very similar but opposite of this angle over here. See it? There we go. That's the A-post. Now we're going to cut this shape. We've just come up with a new shape, haven't we? Shape D. Because we put a slice in there, now we have this shape, shape D. We're going to cut that shape in half with an angle just like that angle. Look at this. Boom. Cut it in half. That's going to be the C-post. Remember, the C-post is this one. A, B, C. So now we have two shapes. Back here, and we almost have the roof done. Can you believe that? I don't know if you can see it yet, but we almost have the roof done already. In fact, this line up here becomes our roof. So I'm just going to outline it in red like this, give it a little bit of an arch to it. See how that worked? A little bit of an arch. And now we practically have a roof, we practically have a windshield, we got a window. Now if you want to, you can hide a little B-post in there like this. We're going to cut this shape in half like that. It's very tiny. Don't draw it too big. See how I did that? It's very tiny in there. See, B-post. All right. Gosh, this is already coming together really nicely. All right. Can't you already see the spoiler back here? Now, since I have a lot of red going on, I'll make this a darker red to differentiate between the two. But the spoiler, see it up here? It just kicks out. You basically follow that line and you kick it out like this. And in fact, I'm going to fill that in with red right now just so you can see that that's different. And that's a spoiler. The light red is the roof. The dark red is the spoiler. All right, all right, all right. I bet yours is looking so good too. You don't have to be drawing with red, but if you want to draw with red, that might help because it's going to be a red car. All right, now it starts to get a little bit trickier, okay? We need to draw this part, the wheel well. Remember that? So I'm going to draw in green right here. You don't have to draw in green. I'm just going to illustrate the line. The wheel well goes like this. In fact, I'm going to cut through the tire because we'll draw over that. But see that wheel well? It's like a half of a McDonald's arch. It's right up there. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to get my red back out. And you will notice that the back of this wheel well back here, the part towards the back of the car, is almost perfectly on this line right here. Maybe a little bit over, but it's pretty close. So that line's right there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab that wheel well, and it's going to go all the way. This is going to be the top of the wheel well right here, just below that point. And we're just going to almost do a straight line. Almost. Not perfectly, but almost. And then we have to finish that arch. Just come a little bit over this way like this. See? Just a little bit. Now we have a place for that wheel to go. Very nice. All right, next we are going to fill in the bottom of the nose. Just follow that line. You can either darken it with black or you can do it with red, whatever you want. I would probably suggest black at this point because you can always go back in and fill it in with red, but I would suggest black at this point. I'm just using red so it pops so you can see the difference between the bounding box and the car line. Alright, we got the wheel well. We're almost done actually with the body. Then we got to add the fun stuff like the mouth and the eyes and the tires. Okay, here we go. Now back here, see how this is pointed in shape B? I want to round that off. So I'm going to start at the C post, follow it, and then at the edge I'm going to round it off. I'm going to round it like that. And we'll fill the rest in for the spoiler. And then you can just follow that line down like this. Alright. You do that. I'm waiting for you, and that's alright. Next, we're going to bring the bottom of the door up. We're going to follow a very similar line to the top of the B line, B as in Boris, that we had up here. Down here, we're going to start at the bottom of the wheel well, and we're going to go up, 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 and at them. Like this. See that? This line is still important. That's going to be our shadow line. Very important still, so don't erase it. Keep it in there, but we need to make the door look speedy. Lightning McQueen is a fast guy. So we got to do that. All right, looking good. You got that? The final thing to do is to outline the hood, top of the hood, and just follow that line. That's all you have to do is follow the line we already drew. And the door, you can do that too. So while you're catching up, I'm actually going to outline mine in black because I was just showing you how it works in red. We will add red later. So I'm going to do all these outlines I just told you about. I'm going to do them in black. I'm not doing anything new. I'm just doing what I already told you about, catching up with you while you finish yours. There's a curve there. Go down, there's my spoiler. There's my C-post. There's my windshield. Ooh, the roof is tricky here. Let me see how good I can do on this. Oh man, I held my breath for that one. Alright, there's the A-post. I'm going to curve the windshield a little bit. If you see any spiky edges, for the most part, Lightning McQueen doesn't have any. It's all curves. So if you see a spiky edge, you might want to curve it. Like the window here, curves, curves all the way back. All right. If you are able to erase, you could come in here and erase some of our bounding box. If you cannot, that's okay. Turn your bounding box into the wall that he's racing next to, or turn it into or his hauler truck that he drives with. I forget that guy's name. Is it Mac? Yeah, Mac. Okay, so I think you got it. We'll color in later. Right now we're doing the outlines. All right, we're getting close to the fun stuff. We still have to put the wheels and the shadow in there. I really want to get that in there, okay? So if you look at Lightning McQueen up here, look how much his wheel is kicked out. See that? I'm going to draw in green again. You don't have to draw in green, but his wheel is in an almost perfect circle situation. But you cannot see all of it because he has him turned, right? He has him turned to the left. You see how it gets blocked right here by the fender? Look at that. We got to do the same thing. So really, all we're going to draw is like a donut that somebody took a big bite out of. See, they took a big bite right here. See how that works? That's all you can see of that almost perfect donut. We have to do the same thing. So, here's what I want you to do. This can be tricky, but you can do it. Got to find the middle of the wheel, which is actually going to be right about there. That's going to be the middle of the wheel. I would draw lightly on this one. This one's going to be a little tough, but you can always try again. So I'm going to draw the first full circle. Now I can erase, so I don't want you to draw into the fender up here. We don't want to draw in here. We don't want to draw in that area. So what you want to do is you want to draw the letter C, a backwards letter C, starting way up here. Go into the door and come down on the road a little bit, like that. This is a tough one. You may not get it right the first time. That's okay. We got plenty of days to try this out. Let's see how I made the letter C there. I did not do this. I did not draw into there because that's the nose. We don't want the letter C. We don't want the tire on the nose, right? I did not do that. If you did that by mistake, that's okay. Maybe Lightning McQueen is see-through. No problem. Maybe it helps you. If you can erase, do that like I did. But if you cannot erase, don't draw in there. If you can't erase, that really helps because it's just like drawing a circle at that point. And then you erase some of it. But see, he's got it kicked out over there. We're getting there. In fact, my C already looks like an eyeball, doesn't it? Okay, then we need the back tire. And that really is just, it's just a thick line like this. See, it's like a green bean. Like a green bean back here. I'm not even really going to worry about the wheel. And then all you do is you fill in a shadow here. Make it flat. Looking good. Coming together. Okay, while you're catching up on that, I'm going to pick a medium gray color because I want to do the shadow next. How's your wheel looking on there? I know it's tough. By the way, if you just want to draw the line so you have your own guideline for the wheel and then go back and fill it in dark black and all that, you can do that later. It's okay. Just so you don't fall behind. So I'm going to do the shadow. The shadow is just a gray line. Like if you have a pencil, number 2 pencil or something, that would be perfect for the shadow because it's like a gray, right? You can do light and then you can just keep getting darker. You just don't want to go in the nose. You don't want to cover anything else. Everything else covers a shadow. See how it sticks out a little bit out here on the nose? See that? Like a finger. That's the shadow taking the shape of the nose, and it's down here. It's kind of sketchy. Then I connect the tires with a shadow. Again, just a sketch. I can erase my bounding box over here. There you go. Look how much that makes it look like Lightning McQueen is stuck to the track. And let's not forget this tire over here. You see it peeking out over there? Look at that. We got to get that one in there too. It looks like a moon, like a crescent moon. See it? Might be hard to see. I'll draw it in green. You don't have to draw it in green, but look at this. It's like a crescent moon, isn't it? Just sticking out over there. Or a banana. There you go. We got to draw that in black on the left side over here. So I'm going to get the little crescent moon shape. We're going to make our tire sticking out right there. He's ready to roll. It's turned the same way as the tire back here, except we can only see a little bit of it over here. We can see a lot of it over here. You doing well? All right, let me let you catch up there. Just going to read some more comments real quick. That's what I like reading. All right. Yeah. Tammy's watching. Lynn's out there. Lynn likes the shirt. I appreciate that. Clayton's watching. Hey, Clayton. Connor's watching. Connor asks how to send in a drawing. Good question, Connor. So what you have to do is, once you take a picture of it or a screenshot of your drawing or whatever you do with your camera or your phone, you can put them in the comments of the video on Facebook. Or you can have your parents do it if you need to do that. But put it in there. I am going to put an email address on here. That might be another good way to help. I'll do that later. Janae's watching from Virginia, hometown of Elliott Sadler out there. All right. Nick's watching. Thank you all. Piedad says, hopefully I pronounced that right, but Piedad Geraldo watching says it's great. I appreciate that. Okay, we're caught up. We're ready to roll. Okay, let's see here. I think it's about time for the fun stuff, don't you? So I'm going to erase my A, B, and C because we don't need those anymore. It's time to draw the mouth and the eyes and the headlight stickers. This is when it gets fun. Okay, let's start with the mouth. It's tough to know what to start with, but let's start with the mouth, okay? Here's a light guideline that's happening. If you want to draw this, you can, but I'm going to show you where the mouth's going to go. All right, this line is going to help us place the mouth, and it's going to help us place the headlights. We'll probably erase this line or we'll color over it, so draw it lightly. That's not the whole shape of the mouth, that's just the top. Okay? So the headlight, this is going to be the bottom of the headlight. It's a sticker, of course, as we know. See the bottom? I'm going to get darker here so you can see it. But the bottom of the headlight is going to go there. Okay? What's interesting is that the top of the mouth is also this line. That's why we're doing that. And the mouth is going to start about there. And it's going to come into here a little bit. So get the bottom of your headlights in there. We did kind of a smiley line, light, and then we drew the bottom of the headlights. Okay, so if you're paying attention, the bottom of the headlight looks kind of like this on either side. Now these up top are just really close together. That's not as close as I want them. I'm just drawing them bigger so you can see the bottom of the headlight shape. It's just a very slightly curved line. Now the top of the headlight kind of looks like that candy you get at Halloween. It has a dash up like that and a bigger dash up on the back. Look at that, it's like a bracket, like an angle, like a staple. And a stapler, right? It's like a staple. See that? Up and over, and then you just connect them. Make sure the one on the back toward the edges of the nose is taller than the one on the front, because when you connect them, they'll make kind of a mean look to them. Look at that. Kind of like a claw or something with a chipped off front end. Okay? So you'll make both of them almost exactly the same, except on this side, the small one's in the front and the big one's in the back, and you connect them together, and now you've got headlights. That's what we need to draw on our car. So I'm just going to do that again. Small up front, small or larger in the back, and connect them. Small up front, larger in the back, and connect them. And now you've got headlights. See that? They're kind of tiny. These are not the main point. There's a word in art called the dominant object. These are not the dominant object. The dominant object of Lighting McQueen is the mouth and the eyes, the wheels. See how big they are? The headlights are tiny. They're minor. So keep them tiny. You don't need to make them big, like up here. Keep them tiny. Because we want to make that smile big, that mouth big, and those eyes big. We want those to be the focus point. All right, I'm going to erase my headlights up here while you're finishing yours. All right. Now it's time for the mouth. That's just like a smiley face pretty much. Remember our guideline? I'm going to make that darker for the top of the mouth. Don't connect them to the headlights. I want you to see the space I'm leaving between the mouth and the headlights. See that space in there? There we go. And then basically, it's like drawing a banana again. We draw a lot of banana shapes, don't we? That's kind of weird how many banana shapes make up race cars. I feel like I mention the banana shape every time we have an episode. But we're back again. So all you have to do is kind of come down like that and then bring it back up. I guess it's sort of like a boat. It's kind of like a canoe or a boat. If that helps you. See that shape? Coming together, isn't it? Queen's looking good. All right. Did you get that boat shape in there, that banana shape? Really, the mouth changes, right? Whatever mouth shape you want. So if you didn't get it exactly right, that's okay. It could be whatever you want. Maybe he's not happy. Maybe he just lost the race, or maybe he's shocked. Here's some mouth shapes to help you. You got a smiley shape, like we did. You've got a shocked shape. You're like, right? You've got a confused kind of sad shape up there. You can choose whatever you want. I'm sticking with a happy McQueen. All right. Now here's what I want you to notice. We're going to color in black, and since your paper is probably white or a light color, we're not going to draw in the teeth. We're just going to draw the space in his mouth. Right here, the black space. We're going to actually draw that in and leave the white alone, and that's going to make our teeth show up. See that? So that's what we're going to do on ours, except we're not going to do it in green. We're going to do it in black. Or a dark color. Or a dark pencil or whatever you have. So draw it right through the middle. Right through the middle. He's kind of grinning in mine like that. I'm going to add a little more space to make it look like he's kind of talking or laughing or something like that. His mouth is open and you just happen to be able to see the teeth. See that the thicker the black line through the middle, the more it looks like his mouth is open. Got it? So we divided that boat down the middle and we made a mouth. Now I'm also going to darken the edges so that his teeth don't take up the whole mouth. So just doing a little bit of that. Just some things to help it look real. Of course, Lighting McQueen's not real. You can pretty much do whatever you want. I don't want too much teeth. But there you go. He's kind of like, hey. Got it? All right. Remember how I told you to do the eyes? That's what we're doing next. You can put the eyeballs anywhere you want. You can make a funny face. Like if maybe he's doing a cross-eyed funny look like this. That's kind of weird. Let's not do that one. I'm not going to. You can if you want to. You could do it like this one where he's looking over here. See, he's kind of looking over at you. Or, let's see, what else can we do? You could draw him up here, like he's looking up at the sky. Maybe he's watching the birds. Or maybe he's looking over here. Maybe he saw a friend. But I like the one that's in our picture. So I am just going to draw him like this. And what's interesting about this one, have you ever heard about the painting the Mona Lisa? You ever heard about the Mona Lisa? No matter where you look at the Mona Lisa painting, if you hold it over here, or over there, or up there, or down there, her eyes are always looking at your eyes. It's very weird. You might have your parents Google it, or have somebody Google it, where you type in the Mona Lisa, and no matter where you move the phone, her eyes will be looking at you. They did the same thing on this Lighting McQueen position. That's the same position. Anywhere I look on this Lighting McQueen, he's looking at me. It's a little weird. So that's where I put mine. Over to the right a little bit. Now remember, we drew a black circle. If you wanted to leave a little white dot in there to make it look real, you would draw a donut, and then you'd put the donut hole up here in the left, or wherever you want it. But it makes a little reflection. All of our eyes usually have a reflection if there's a light around. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm going to be able to erase into mine and just add it in like that. Like that. Now pick the eye color you want. I'm going to go with blue because that's what color Lighting McQueen's eyes are. Then you just outline the dot you drew, right? It's kind of like a blue donut with a black circle in the middle. Now he's got some pretty blue eyes. If you want to get even more realistic, you make the blue a little darker than what you drew. And you only do the bottom of the eye. That's too dark for me. I'm going to go a little lighter. Do the bottom of the eye in dark. See, it's like a half donut in the darker blue. And now they kind of have some dimension and realness to them. Finally, you get your thin black line. And you just do a thin outline. A pencil is great for this. Or a really fine tipped marker. Just kind of outline them. I did my eyeballs really close together. I actually don't like where they are. Yours probably look good, but I want to spread them out a little bit. They're kind of weird. I can do that on the iPad. I can go like this. See, I can kind of put it wherever I want to. I'm just going to spread them out a little bit. I kind of cheated there. It's hard to do that if you're working on paper, but you'll know for next time. All right. Gosh, we're really close to it here. I think on the back, I'm not going to draw the number. I'm just going to do a little lightning bolt. It's kind of like our interstate batteries lightning bolts we've learned. But see, I'm doing some Z's on the side, some Z's. That'll just help make it look more like lightning. And really, tell you the truth, we're very close to coloring in now. I'm going to add a little smiley mark. It's like a C on his mouth, just to make him look a little more friendly, a little more happy. Look at that. Looking good. I can erase the wheel in there. I'm going to erase some of my guidelines. I think it's time to color now, don't you? So where we're at, if you drew it all in black, now you have a Lighting McQueen template. You can do a red Lighting McQueen lookalike. You can do a Kyle Busch or a Denny Hamlin lookalike and give their race cars eyes. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to stick with red, okay? So let's go with red. Pick our red color. Big red shape. And start coloring. At this point, we're just having fun. We're coloring whatever we want. We're just filling in. I know it's going to take some people longer than me. I've got a iPad which is helping out here, but I'm just drawing strokes to follow the shapes I drew. And if you're wanting to make it look more realistic, after I color it in, I'm going to show you how to do some shading, and we'll make it look even more realistic. By the way, you can go back and watch a lot of the episodes that we did last week and some from this week. Taught a lot of tricks about drawing wheels and tires and boxes and shapes. And when you put them all together, you can pretty much make anything that you want to. We drew trucks, we drew race cars. I think next time we're going to have to draw the trophy. Somebody requested us to draw the championship NASCAR trophy. We're going to have to do that. So I'm just coloring in the best I can here. Looking good. I'm going to leave the lightning bolt not colored in so I can make it orange and yellow. I'm going to color the roof in. Spoiler. Spoiler I need to make darker red. Top and bottom of the lightning bolt. Go for a darker red on the spoiler. So while I have my darker red out, just pay attention to this even if you're not done filling in. Just take a pause for a second. The parts that are closer to the shadow on the bottom are going to be darker red. So the light's up here. Imagine the sun is above him, you know, pointing down. And so the parts that curve under are going to be darker, just like the shadow is darker. So I'm just going to lightly bring in my dark red down here and give that Lighting McQueen nose some shape. See how that works? You can do it however you want. I'm kind of curving it because his nose is curved, so the shadows are going to be curved. And we're making it look curved. Now you can stop wherever you want to. You don't have to follow along with everything I'm doing here. If you feel like it's not something you can handle right now, that's okay. You could practice more and then come back to this video. I don't want you to mess up your drawing if you don't like what I'm doing here, but I'm going to, for the people that want to try a little more advanced stuff and make them look real, I'm going to do some more shading, okay? You see how I made some darker red lines down towards the shadow? It kind of makes the door look like it's curving in. Yeah, don't worry, we're going to add highlights too. If you watch, look, try to figure out where the shadows are on the real McQueen up here. See how they kind of follow? I'm going to draw them in green. I'm going to outline shadows so you can see. But look how the shadows kind of follow his line here. Look at that. I don't know why my green's not working, but you see how he's got these shadows over here that kind of make the shape of his mouth? Look at that. If I was to fill all that in, that would all be a shadow in there. Now I'm not doing it in dark green like this, but I'm going to do it in red. I'm just doing it so you can see it. That really helps me find those shadows where I want them to be. Very nice. See, he's got some shadows under his mouth here. Remember, if you did a great job drawing those flags, please send me the flags in the comments. Post them up. Have your parents post them up. Or tweet them or whatever you're doing. And then, let's see. Draw a couple more shadows over here. And make them look real. There's even a shadow on the upper lip up here that kind of makes it look like a real upper lip. Look at that. All right. Oh, you know one thing we forgot. Forgot those eyelids. I can't believe I forgot the eyelids. Now you don't have to have eyelids, right? If he's really surprised, his eyelids go all the way up in his head like ours do. But you can see a little bit of eyelid here. You can really make him have a different expression depending on the eyelids. Watch what I'm about to do. So if I do the eyelids like this, look how much that changes his expression. He's kind of like, if I make a bottom eyelid, look at that. Now he's squinting. It's kind of like he's like this. He's like, See that? The eyelids really bring personality. Or you can do an eyelid like this, one eyelid, and then a tinier eyelid up here, and it's kind of like he's raising an eyebrow, doesn't it? So that's how we're going to do it. You can pick whatever eyelid you want, but I'm going to just do a simple one eyelid here, and then one eyelid there. It's kind of like a bird's wings. They come to a little point. Like that. And then I'm going to fill the eyelid in red up here. There we go. Just to give him some personality. Looking good. Now I'm going to fill in my flame back here with some yellow at the tip and then some orange towards the back. Nice. His wheels are red too. I forgot about the wheels, so I'm going to make sure I fill in those red wheels. Go back and watch some of our other episodes to figure out how to draw wheels and make them look real. I'll remind you here how we make them look like they're spinning. Even though he's sitting still, we draw some swooshes in there to make him look like he's spinning. And then my favorite part is drawing some white or yellow swooshes in the tire to make it look like those words and those letters are spinning. The Goodyear Eagle words. So if I go in like this and I just draw some swooshes in the tires. Look at that. Looks like he has those letters on his tires now, doesn't it? Now I'm going to draw in some highlights. Now you want to be very subtle with these. It might mean erasing into your drawing a little bit instead of drawing on. Because if you can't draw with white, it's going to be hard to do them. But I'm just going to add a couple little ones in here. See, they're just little swooshes. And what these indicate are reflections of light. So they're just on here to kind of show that light is bouncing off of his hood. Because if you ever look at metal, usually it reflects a lot of light, right? It's shiny. This is how you make it look shiny. You just add some highlights in there at the tops of shapes. See the top of the roof? Just tiny little highlights. Really makes it shine. All right. Now I'm going to get a light gray. I'm going to come in here and do something similar. I'm going to shade the edge of the eyeballs here just to make them look like they're round. See this? Look at that. It's a little bit of a shade in there. It makes them look like they have some dimension to it. Just a little bit over here and just a little bit under the eyelid to make it have some shape. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the driver's side window. Even though I don't think there is a driver inside of Lighting McQueen, right? He has a mind of his own. Well, we're getting pretty close to being done, aren't we? I'm going to clean up my canvas here while you're continuing. Well, this one was pretty fun, I have to say. It's pretty cool to draw Lighting McQueen. If you want to add some stickers on his hood, the Rusty's stickers, you can do that. You can draw Rusty's up there. You can do whatever you need. You can put whatever stickers you want on there. I'm also going to fill in the headlights with some gray. Maybe, if I can figure out what's going on here. There we go. Got some gray headlights in there. Because they're supposed to look like glass, right? Or plastic. Just add that in there. Little dots. I like it. Heck, it's almost done, isn't it? Let's clean up a little bit here, my lines. And we're ready. Well, there you go. One thing I want to fill in back here is this black area under the wheel well. There we go. Perfect. Wow, I like it. What do you think? We just drew Lighting McQueen, didn't we? Well, thanks for watching. I really hope you're going to send in your questions and comments. I'll try to answer them in the future episodes. I got a lot of pictures that were submitted of your drawings and you drawing pictures, and we're going to put those up this week, every weekday at noon. Thank you for watching. Please send me your drawings and tell me what you want to draw in the future. And stay healthy out there, and I'm glad you joined me today. We're having a lot of fun here. I'm Boris. We're drawing race cars. You can find episodes on YouTube if you need to watch them over again, all right? Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.